Did you know that bush beans will thrive even in the heat of the summer? And in fact, they love it. So I'm Lisa from Down to Earth Gardening and Design, and today I'm doing a little work in the vegetable garden. And I want to show you how easy it is to plant bush beans from seed, direct sow in the garden in the heat of the middle of the summer. So I'm in planting hardiness zone 6B here in Connecticut, and it is just about August here. We're right on the cusp, and it's a perfect time to get out there and make the most of your vegetable beds. So I want to show you an easy planting that I love to do in the middle of the summer because we can still be harvesting vegetables in September right up into frost, which in my zone is about mid to late October. So I'm pretty excited because I haven't had a lot of time in this garden here. I just have a few things coming up. I have my beautiful calendula here in front of me, which I love. I've got a little bit of squash going, and then my perennials, which if you've seen my videos, you know I love my perennials, some glads and whatnot. But it's basically a mix of things, and I have some space here to make the most of my garden. So today we're going to be planting bush beans. Now this is a really easy project, and in fact it's a great one to do with kids because the seeds are a little bit larger, very easy to handle, and you'll see something popping up in the garden pretty quick, which is very exciting. So whether you're doing a succession planting or a new planting, it is a great time to get out there and plant these. So if you're doing a succession planting, that just means that it's a planting technique where you're staggering your crops a little bit. It could be the same crop or it could be different crop. So every couple of weeks, because it'll extend your harvest and maximize it. Or if you're like me and you just haven't had a chance to get out there and you'd love to have some fresh green beans in a few weeks, then now's a great time to do it. And that's because beans love hot weather. And in fact, they really shouldn't be planted until the soil warms up to about 60 degrees Fahrenheit and even warmer. And that's when they germinate really well and thrive. So I'm going to show you how to do it today, and I'm going to show you the beans that I'm planting here, which I love, and I'm going to give you another option for some beans. And then we're going to talk about aftercare because it's so easy to do and you can get a really great harvest. So I am using a 3-color blend or a tricolor blend, and you may have seen the tricolor blend in my vertical gardening video. It's a great way to save space. But what you're going to get is you're going to get purple, yellow, and green beans, which is a lot of fun. So another one that I really like to plant for bush beans is the blue lake bush beans. Now make sure if you're following along today, there's bush beans, which are great for the garden, and they're kind of short, they're bushy, or you can plant pole beans. So if you're following along today, we're doing bush beans. Pole beans will need a support, some kind of trellis to climb on. And we just have a few tools here. I have this little multi-purpose tool here. Sometimes you'll see me use this for weeding. My watering can ready to go. Just a little hand rake and my trug and my knee pad. So all you're going to do is we're going to do some row planting today. You're going to just dig a shallow trench. Now remember, your soil is really important. I work really hard at getting some well draining and rich soil. So I have my compost bins going, and this spring I added some fresh compost. So we're just going to do a couple of short rows here. Now, if you're doing more than one row, you want at least about 18 inches in between your rows. So with my calendula here, I can probably Squeeze in one more row. Look, you can see some really nice worm castings here, which is a sign of healthy garden soil. Okay, so technically, and you'll see some spacing advice here, you will want to space them out, I would say about 2, even 3 inches if you can. I really don't get too fussy about this. You can thin them out when they start to come up, but I really don't mind a thick row of beans. So it really depends if you want to get technical or not. You can see the beautiful mix of colors, and that's the different varieties that we have today. And so you can see here, you really just need a small little packet. I tend to buy things bulk. I am a seed lover, and this is an heirloom seed too. I do also want to point out that another important thing when you're looking at these here is it says harvest in about 50 to 60 days. So if you're doing some planting or some succession planting, it's great if you think about your first frost date and then you count back. And so that will help you get to know which varieties are going to be more appropriate for your planting zone. So we have plenty of time here. We should be harvesting by the end of September. You're going to be really impressed at how quickly these come up in the heat because they love it so much. Okay, that's it. So about 1 inch down, and then you just want to cover your rows. And then you want to firm them in the soil. So if the kids are here, what I'll let them do is I'll let them come and walk on the rows. They love joining in the gardening fun here. Now I also like to label things and put the date down. So labeling things, putting the variety and the date down also helps me with my planning the following year. I can save the tags of things that I did well, or even the timing of things, put it on the calendar. So bush bean, 3-color blend, and today's date. To be completely honest with you, I do so much gardening, I lose track of things too. So this really helps me. Okay, aftercare. As soon as you're done planting, you want to give them a water. So a nice water. Now, a little note and some tips on watering. So you want to water the ground, and you want to water the ground even when they start appearing, not the leaves. You always water the ground. And when the leaves start coming up, it really is better to water early in the morning or in the evening. So if the leaves get wet, they will scorch, so be more prone to disease and whatnot. So water the ground. So it's also better, another tip on watering, to give them a thorough watering. If you can't do it as frequently, just water them deeply. So about 1 inch of water a week. Now, because it's so hot, I'm going to water them every day. So once a day I'm going to get out here. I'm either going to turn the irrigation on. If you have soaker hoses, that's wonderful. Or just water them by hand once a day because it is so hot. And that's it, 50 to 60 days, we're going to be harvesting some beans. But that's it for today. So if you'd like to share your experiences, please do in our comments. And if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more gardening coming your way.